In the pulsing heart of Kingston, Jamaica, where music dances on every breeze and culture burns as bright as the Caribbean sun, a voice rose that would reshape the sound of the streets and storm the global stage. That voice belonged to Rexton Rawlston Fernando Gordon, better known to the world as Shabba Ranks, a titan of dancehall whose name became synonymous with the raw energy, unapologetic pride, and gritty truth of Jamaican life. The early days. Born on the 17th of January 1966 in Sturgetown, St. Anne's Parish, Shabba was raised in the rough-and-tumble Kingston neighborhood of Seaview Gardens. Life in the ghetto was never easy, but it was bursting with creativity. Music flowed through the alleyways like lifeblood, reggae, dub, ska, and rising from the roots, the revolutionary sound of dancehall. The young Rexton, the son of working-class parents, grew up in a household that held tight to family values and firm discipline. His mother, a devout Christian, worked tirelessly to keep food on the table and faith in their hearts. Though life often teetered on the edge of poverty, what Shabba lacked in material wealth he made up for with boundless ambition and a voice that could slice through silence like a machete. Personal life. Shabba Ranks has been married to his wife, Michelle Gordon, since 1992. Together, they have two sons, Rexton Jr. and Jarwan. The couple has maintained a strong and private family life, with Michelle supporting Shabba throughout his career. Shabba has occasionally brought his family into the spotlight, notably bringing his wife and sons on stage during performances, emphasizing the importance of family in his life. They currently resides in New York City. Net worth. Shabba Ranks has an estimated net worth on $1 million as of 2025. Shabba's ascent. Turning mic skills into a movement. In the early 1980s, the dancehall scene was exploding. Sound systems ruled the night, and a new generation of DJs battled for dominance. Shabba started performing with local sound systems like Roots Melody and Gemini. His delivery was rugged, commanding, and loaded with raw charisma. The name Shabba, a nickname from his childhood, was already catching fire in the streets. His breakthrough came with producer Bobby Digital, who recognized the diamond in the rough. Shabba's first hits, like Wicked in a Bed and Dembo, set the blueprint for what dancehall would become, streetwise, sexually charged, and deeply rhythmic. Dembo, in particular, became iconic, not just a hit, but the foundational rhythm that would eventually spawn reggaeton. Soon, Shabba was unstoppable. With his gravelly voice, aggressive flow, and bold lyrics, he dominated charts across Jamaica and began catching international attention. In 1991, he signed with Epic Records and dropped As Raw as Ever, followed by Extra Naked, two albums that would win him back-to-back Grammy Awards for Best Reggae Album. The pioneer who took dancehall to the world. Shabba wasn't just a local hero, he was a global force. He became the first dancehall artist to break into mainstream America, collaborating with big names like Johnny Gill, Slow and Sexy, KRS-One, and even Maxi Priest on the classic House Call. He brought Jamaican street culture to the forefront with his signature growl of Shabba, his gold chains, leather suits, and high-top fades. He had style, swagger, and a message. Whether celebrating sensuality, firing shots at social issues, or praising the strength of black identity, Shabba's music always hit with authenticity, a lion with a heart, philanthropy, and giving back. As much as Shabba Ranks conquered the world with his voice, he never forgot where he came from. Over the years, he has quietly supported initiatives in Jamaica aimed at uplifting youth from underprivileged communities, especially in Seaview Gardens. He's donated to schools, funded scholarships, and backed projects that use music as a tool for social change. His message has always been one of empowerment, telling young people that their circumstances don't define their destiny. While not flashy about his philanthropy, Shabba's contributions have made real impact, particularly in inspiring a generation of aspiring artists who saw in him a mirror of their own dreams, a style all his own, Shabba's lifestyle. If ever there were a Jamaican artist who embodied the word bold, it was Shabba. From the start, his fashion sense was as loud and confident as his lyrics. He popularized dancehall's street royalty look, chunky gold jewelry, oversized sunglasses, and custom leather suits. But Shabba's lifestyle wasn't just about material flash. He was a thinker, a strategist, and a businessman. Despite the rugged exterior, he always made calculated moves to secure his legacy, owning his masters, crafting crossover hits, and building a brand that would endure long past his chart-topping days. In recent years, he's opted for a quieter life, spending time between Jamaica and the United States. He's no longer the ever-present party starter, but a wise elder of the genre, occasionally spotted in interviews or at major reggae events, still commanding respect with his mere presence, controversy, comebacks, and staying power. Like many trailblazers, Shabba's journey hasn't been without turbulence. He faced criticism over lyrics considered homophobic and for the macho persona that defined much of his early work. In the 1990s, those controversies impacted his US radio play and public image. But over time, Shabba matured, acknowledging the evolving conversations around equality and respect in music. While never one to issue flowery apologies, his retreat from controversial themes in later years showed growth and understanding. He also made selective comebacks, most notably at Reggae Sumfest and other major festivals, where fans erupted with nostalgia and admiration for the man who put dancehall on the global map. Today, Shabba Ranks lives more like a legend than a celebrity. While he's not flooding the market with new music, his legacy is etched in the DNA of every dancehall beat that drops. He occasionally appears at music festivals and industry events and has hinted at new material in interviews, always teasing, never committing. What's clear is that he's content, fulfilled by what he's built, and quietly watching the seeds he planted bloom across continents and genres. Shabba remains deeply connected to the Jamaican music scene, mentoring young artists and lending his support to projects that protect the authenticity of dancehall. He's a king who no longer needs the throne to command a kingdom. Shabba Ranks wasn't just a DJ. He was a cultural earthquake, a bridge between ghetto youth and global stages, a voice for the voiceless, and a pioneer who brought the patois of Kingston into the living rooms of Tokyo, New York, and Lagos. More than 3 decades after he first roared into the mic, his influence still echoes, in the swagger of today's stars, in the rhythms that dominate playlists, and in the pride of a genre that refuses to be silenced. The world may know him as Shabba, but to dancehall, he will forever be the emperor. Please subscribe.